Hello everyone, my name is CMA. Welcome back to CMA modules. In this video lecture, we will be recording module 1.6, that is cash book, bank reconciliation statements. So whatever are my inflows in cash or outflows in cash, that will be recorded in cash book or bank book. So any organization enters into numerous transactions during an accounting period, and amongst those, a majority of transactions get settled involving cash. For this purpose, a separate book of account is maintained for recording only the cash transactions. The book of accounts that records all cash receipts and cash payments of the organization is referred to as cash book. The receipts are entered on the debit side while the payments are recorded in the credit side of the cash book. So an organization during the entire period, he enters into many transactions, many transactions. So for this purpose, a separate books of accounts is maintained. Okay, a separate books of accounts is maintained for recording only those transactions, only cash transactions. So whether they are in liquid cash, whether they are in cash, online transfers, credit card, this, that, anything is allowed. But payment should be done. If I say that no, I'll not pay today, I'll pay after 30 days, that is credit transactions. Those credit transactions have no place in cash book or bank book. But yeah, if I'm paying by any online transfers, GPay, any online transfers, or a liquid cash, that will be termed as cash transactions. Features of cash book: this is the book of account in which only cash transactions are recorded. All receipts of cash and payments involving cash are recorded in the books of accounts. Transactions are recorded in this book in chronological order. So what we do is, this is the books of accounts in which only cash transactions are recorded. All receipts of cash and payments involving cash are recorded in this book of account. Transactions are recorded in this book in chronological order. The pro forma of a cash book is similar in that of a ledger account, that is having two sides, debit side and credit side. It is the book of account, which is a book of primary entry as well as book of final entry. So it is referred to as journalized ledger. So we have recording done in a chronological order. So I'll record transactions related to 1st March first, then 2nd March, then 3rd March, then 4th March. I'll not do that. 1st March I'll record first, then I'll go for 7th March, then I'll go for 9th March, then again 4th March, then again 2nd March. No, it will be in a chronological order. The pro forma of the cash book is similar to that of the ledger account, that is having two sides. Even this statement, cash book or bank book, also has debit side and credit side. So it is the book of account, which is book of primary entry as well as book of final entry. So it is referred to as journalized ledger. Its balance reflects balance of the cash available. A quick read till here. I'll take a pause, then we'll go for next. Types of cash book. For purpose of recording cash and bank related transactions at one place, cash book is maintained. These cash books can be broadly classified into two categories: regular cash book and petty cash book. Regular cash book: the cash book which records all cash and sometimes bank related transactions of an entity, is called regular cash book or simply cash book. Such cash book can be classified into the following categories based on the number of amount columns maintained on each side of the cash book. So we have regular cash book and we have single column cash book. So what is regular cash book? Regular cash book is nothing but cash book which records all cash and bank transactions. Related transactions of an entity in and is called as a regular cash book or simply cash book. So we record all bank related transactions, all cash related transactions here. Okay, and such cash books can be classified into following categories based on number of amount columns maintained on each side of the cash book. Then we have single column cash book. In this cash book, only one amount column is maintained on each side to record transactions involving liquid cash. This type of cash book is usually maintained by the small organizations which do not have any bank account. Sometimes an organization having a bank account can also maintain a single column cash book and open a separate bank account in the ledger. So we have single column cash book. In this cash book, only one amount column is maintained on each side to record transactions involving liquid cash. This type of cash book is usually maintained by small organizations which do not have any bank account. Sometimes an organization having a bank account can also maintain a single column cash book and open a separate bank account in the ledger. So we have regular cash book, we have single column cash book. Then we have cash book. They have given us the format for single column cash book. It is nothing but ledger format. So we have date, we have particulars, we have LF, cash column, that is amount column. Then we have double column cash book. In many cases, two amount columns are maintained by organizations on each side of the cash book. This type of cash book is called double column cash book. It is popular practice to add an amount column to each side. The additional column to record the banking transactions entered into by an entity instead of opening a separate bank account in the ledger. The balance of this cash book reflects the amount of cash in hand as well as cash at bank. So we have single column cash book where only cash column is there. Here we have double column cash book where you will have two amount columns. One will be for cash and another one will be for bank. So double column cash book has a room for bank account transactions also. I'll wait a quick read, then we'll go for triple column cash book. So a cash book with three amount columns on each side, namely cash, bank and discount column, is called triple column cash book. So you have three columns, cash, bank and discount, is called a triple column cash book. The discount column of each side represents separate discount accounts. Specifically, the discount column of debit side of cash book represents discount allowed and that on the credit side represents discount received. Conceptually, there are two types of discounts, trade discounts and cash discounts. The former discount is allowed by the seller to the buyer for making bulk purchases, while the latter is allowed to encourage the buyer to make prompt payment. Trade discount is never recorded in the books of accounts. It is a cash discount which is recorded in the discount column of the triple column cash book. So here you have three columns, cash, bank and discount. Suppose I am supposed to pay 10,000 rupees on 31st March. But what I'm doing is I'm paying it little early. I'm paying it today. So what I'm doing is instead of 31st March, I'm paying on 5th March or 7th March. So what I'm doing is I'm going for little early payment. So here I can ask for a discount for early payment. So such discount amount will come under discount column. Then I'm giving discount to someone who have paid little early. So discount given, discount received. Both the discounts will be reflected here in discount column. Multi-columnar cash book. So you will have rooms for subscription amount, donations, interest received, miscellaneous income. Multi-columnar cash book. Chapter is little important. They can ask you a cash book question, practical sum on cash book from this chapter. This chapter is important again for 6 to 7 marks, maximum 10 marks, objective type question, long question, short question, 1 or 2 mark question can be asked from this book. We have multi-columnar cash book. This is customized form of cash book that is maintained by organizations where huge cash transactions takes place under certain fixed hands. Generally, organizations like clubs, schools, colleges, etc. maintain these types of cash book. The pro forma of multi-columnar cash book is as under. So we have date, we have particulars, we have subscription, we have donation, interest received and miscellaneous income. So any additional income will be shown here under multi-columnar cash book. Then we have petty cash book. So what is petty cash book? Petty cash book is nothing but small amount which I give, which I have to incur to run my business. Say printing expenses, refreshment expenses, daily small amounts. Those amounts will be reflected here. So petty cash book is in organizations where the number of cash transactions are numerous. It becomes tough for one personnel to handle and record all cash and bank related transactions. In such a case, the cash handling is split between two groups. One group handling petty cash transactions and the other handling the transactions other than petty cash. So we have two different groups. One group is handling petty cash transactions, petty cash book, and another group is handling normal cash transactions. This book of account records only those cash transactions which are not of heavy amount, but the type of transactions which are frequently entered into the entity. The cashier in charge of petty cash book is known as petty cashier, and the cashier of the other group is called principal cashier or chief cashier. So we have petty cash book and other cash book. Petty cash book, the person who maintains petty cash book is known as petty cashier. He is the one who is in charge for all small amounts which are incurred frequently in the organization, and heavy cash transactions are entered by chief cashier or principal cashier, who records all cash transactions in book other than petty cash book. The amount of petty cash is provided in the petty cashier either on ordinary system or an impress system. Under the ordinary system, a pre-decided amount of cash is given in lump sum by chief cashier to the petty cashier. When the entire amount of petty cash gets spent, the petty cashier submits the detail of petty expenditures to the chief cashier for review and reimbursement. So when the entire amount gets spent, so petty cashier will inform to the chief cashier for reimbursement. Under the impress system, the total amount of petty expenses for a particular period is estimated beforehand. This amount, if referred to an impressed cash or impressed float, the impressed cash is advanced by the principal cashier to the petty cashier, out of which the latter meets all the petty expenses incurred during the period. At the end of the fixed period, petty cashier prepares a state of petty cash reflecting petty expenses incurred and submits the same to the chief cashier. The chief cashier, after examination of petty transactions, remits an amount equal to total petty expenses incurred to petty cashier. So they have explained the process. In simple words, petty cashier incurs an amount. If there is a shortfall of money, he will approach a principal cashier for reimbursement. Here, whatever are the transactions incurred under petty cash, those transactions are reported to the chief cashier. He examines the transactions and then he takes the final decision on that transaction. A quick read, I'll take a pause, then we'll go for illustration number 2. So under illustration number 2, prepare a triple column cash book from the following transactions in the books of Mr. Ratan Lal. So we have opening balance, we have purchase printer and cash, we have sold goods for cash, we have received from Hriday on account. Okay, then we have laptop purchase for personal use of the proprietor by check. We have amount deposited into bank. So date wise they have given us transactions. Opening cash balance transaction, purchase of printer and cash, sold goods for cash, received from Hriday. Date wise they have given us transactions. So what we are supposed to do here is books of Mr. Ratan Lal. So I'll prepare cash book triple column, and accordingly what I'll do is I'll bring my opening balance, I'll go for my sales transactions, my income transactions, my expenses transactions under this triple column cash book. So from here we have numerical problems for this for this chapter. For numerical problems, I'll go for one more video lecture. I hope you are comfortable with this video lecture wherein we have covered all the theory content related to our cash book and bank book. If any doubts, please let me know. Thank you.